There are so many interesting, horrifying, or downright weird things in this big world of ours.
Each week, we'll bring you a new true crime story that has little to no coverage in English.
Let us do the translations so you don't have to.
I'm Victoria.
I'm Laura.
And I'm Petra. Welcome to the podcast Translation Murder.
I'm glad you didn't forget the name of the podcast.
Yeah, I almost
There was a
did.
dramatic pause.
Yeah, it's the obvious things that you forget.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This time it's my story. I mean, not my story that I will share. And we are coming back to Finland and to the 90s. Our place of things happening is Kurikka. Kurikka is a municipality in South Ostrobothnia or Etelä-Pohjanmaa in Finnish. So it's the west coast of Finland, about 300 kilometers from Helsinki. So how long would that take by car? Maybe like 4 hours.
Yeah, ish.
Yeah.
Depending if you're going in winter or summer.
Yeah. And it has roughly 17,000 citizens at the moment. I checked that when this case happened, so 1997, there was 11,000 citizens. So, and I think that why there's more citizens now is probably because it has, like, what's the word in English? I forgot. Like, smaller
Merged.
cities have been merged. Yeah, smaller towns around it has been merged into it. That's very typical in Finnish countryside. But anyway, about 10 to 17,000 people.
I'm sorry, there's a city called Koskenkorva close to it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where
yeah.
Koskenkorva's from.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
Probably.
So anyway, not like a big city. Yeah. Have you ever been to Kurikka?
I haven't.
No,
But I've been to
I'm-
Vasa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not far away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking maybe I don't know if I've driven past Kurikka because I used to live in Ikalinen, so I don't know if I've gone to Vasa from Ikalinen, then I think it would be on the way or like you'd see signs, but yeah. I mean, the name sounds familiar and I feel like I've seen signs about it, but I've never actually been to Kurikka, so.
Have you been there, Petra?
I don't think. I mean, I probably have gone past it, but not visited it really. Yeah. So, as said, this was 1997, and it's the 2nd of March. In this area, it's just the end of the ski holiday season. So in Finland, basically all schools have 1 week ski holiday during winter. It's a bit different depending on where you live. Usually it's a bit later the higher up you go. So apparently in Kurikka it was the last week of February. So 2nd of March, a 10-year-old boy is coming home to his mother's home after he has spent the ski holidays at his father's place, or with his father. The mother and the father were divorced. For some reason, the boy doesn't have keys, and the divorced dad also doesn't have the keys for the home. So they ring the doorbell, but no one answers. Which is weird because the mother should know that the boy is coming back to home today. And eventually they call the maintenance company, the huoltoyhtiö, who come and open the door. And the sight is horrible because the mother is lying dead on the floor in front of the door.
Can I ask
Yes.
something quickly? So, what type of is this an apartment building, a paritalo,
Yes,
or
I understood
rivitalo,
it's
or
an apartment building. Yeah.
okay, yeah. Because I just wanted like the taloyhtiö. I was thinking usually omakotitalos or like single family homes don't have those. So
Yeah, that was
yeah.
actually a good question. Yeah, I understood that this is an apartment building. So, mother, she's called Maria, and she's lying in front of the door dead. And when they take a look at the apartment where she lives, it looked hideous. So there's her insulin syringes. Is that how it's pronounced?
Insulin, yeah.
Yeah,
So
insulin.
she was diabetic.
Yeah, she was diabetic. The syringes are all around the floor. There were liquor bottles. There was half of a sausage roll. There was a cigarette box of a cigarette brand called Nortti. 2 glasses containing some remains of kossukola, which is basically a mixed drink of koskenkorva, as you actually mentioned in the beginning. So, well, koskenkorva is this very popular Finnish vodka, and then cola is for Coca-Cola.
And I think
Or
it's
any
made
type
out
of
of
cola drink.
Barley.
Yeah,
It's kind of
it's
the
like barley
equivalent to vodka.
Yeah.
Vodka, yeah.
So some remains of that kind of drink and cigarette butts in a cigar bowl. The bedspread was pulled on the floor, and the victim's jewelry was found under the bedspread. There were papers lying on the floor and some cigarette ashes on them. So it's like a mess, to put it short. And then there is a text on the wall written with lipstick saying Zorro kiitti, which translates to Zorro thanked. Zorro as in the comic book character. And it was like with this very, Zorro type of Z. What are your thoughts at this point? What has happened here?
I mean, I just have another question. So the ski loma or ski vacation it's a week long usually, right? Or is it 2 weeks?
I think it's usually a week. Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like, okay, if she wasn't dead, I would think like, wow, she had a rager. Interesting. She had like a party while the sun was away. But then I was also thinking that I don't know, I always forget this, like type 1 and type 2 diabetes. So did she have type 1 diabetes because she had to have
I
the
don't know.
insulin shots?
Yeah. I don't know. It wasn't
I think
stated
maybe
anywhere.
even in case of type 2, sometimes it becomes so
Yeah, it
serious
depends
that
how
you have
well
to have.
you are taking care of this, like how well your diet is balanced and all things. You might need insulin syringes.
Yeah, so yeah, my initial thoughts are since she was diabetic, that she could have gone into this kind of diabetic psychosis or something like that due to either too high or too low of blood sugar.
Mhm.
And the insulin shots are kind of sprinkled around because like she's trying to fix the situation, possibly. I don't know. That's just my initial thing.
So you're saying that it doesn't necessarily sound like foul play or look like foul play?
But then the blood thing is the only thing. So I don't know. Did she, or was she bloody behind the door, or was it just her body? She was just
No,
dead.
not bloody, but it said in the articles I read that you could immediately tell that she has been violently murdered. I can already tell that she apparently had been strangled.
Okay.
So that you
okay,
could
yeah.
somehow
That's a little
see
bit
it
different.
immediately.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah.
think anybody, like either the boy or the dad, did think anything else.
Okay. Okay, that changes my
Yeah.
my theory immediately because I was like, it's natural causes. Nice. I was thinking, nice Petra, nice ringer in there. Like she died of natural causes because of too much insulin or something. But nope. Okay. I mean,
Did
it
you
still
say
could
how
I think that
also.
long?
would have made the news.
Yeah, it
If
wouldn't
someone
have,
just.
I mean, it's still kind of an unusual scene, so maybe it still would have made the news. But yeah, did you say how long her son was away? Was it the whole hiihtoloma or
I think so. Yes.
ski holiday? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the boy, apparently, according to the sources, had said immediately to his father when he saw his mother that, okay, this could have been done only by someone she knew. And then he apparently loses all power from his legs and kind of, I mean, he's 10 years old and he's seeing his mother dead. That must be like the most horrible thing
Yeah.
you can see. But yeah, the point was that the boy who was very close to his mother knew that the mother didn't let random people in the house. Like, it couldn't have been just some strange man who comes there and strangles her. That was his initial thought.
But did the boy say that was the mother dating anybody at the time, or was there any other partner or something that could have
No,
been let in? But
apparently
yeah,
no.
okay. Okay.
No.
And then I'm also alluding back to Victoria's comment that if the father could have gotten away from the son at some point to go back to the apartment to make it try to look like a anyway. Yeah, just throwing that out there too.
Yeah. Well, of course, police investigation starts and reveals that the 47-year-old mother had been strangled to death by a hair curler, cord of the hair curler, between the night of 26th and the small hours of 27th February. So about 4 days before she was found. And I did check that it wasn't the leap year, so there was no 29th. There were no traces of a break-in, so the door was okay. But the crime scene itself did indeed look as if the victim had been visited by a male guest. For example, the cigarette brand Nortti. I have never been a smoker, so I'm not an expert, but also I have the image that it's very like this masculine brand. Some cigarette brands have kind of this.
Yeah, they cater towards
image.
different genders, yes.
So I think Nortti is like this, I don't know, a truck driver or that type of person who would smoke it. I don't even know if it exists anymore, but I remember it from my childhood. So there was this like feeling of a male guest having been there. And additionally, around the same time, there had been 2 men who had broken into 2 homes around the same area, and police had arrested them for that crime, suspected from that crime, and questioned them also about the murder, because it kind of seemed that, okay, these guys could be related. But then they were able to provide a very steady alibi, so they couldn't have been there. And as already said, the boy and also the rest of the family told the police that Maria, the victim, was definitely not the type of person who would let or even invite strange men into her home. So police also started to agree, so it must be someone she knew that would make sense to be let to her home. Soon, her friend Marjatta is invited to the police station. The 49-year-old female friend has just returned from a holiday in the Canary Islands. She had known the victim for 2 decades. They had met while working in the post office together in the 1970s and apparently were pretty close. She said that they often had fun and laughed together, and according to some sources, she also lived in the same apartment building, but I couldn't completely confirm this. But anyway, at least in the same hoods, I guess. And as for the timing, apparently her flight to Canary Islands had been just after, like 1 or 2 days after the death of Maria. So she did not have an alibi of being in the Canary Islands when she was murdered. So that's why for the police it was very, easy to call her, therefore, integrations.
That's interesting, though, that it was the friend that they called in, though. I mean, does the friend have some spouse or somebody who's a bit of a, I don't know, a degenerate or something like that she invited along then into the apartment, or?
That's been one of the questions during the investigations.
And can I actually ask too, is this a solved case or an unsolved case?
This is a solved case.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
yes.
Thank
Great,
God. I was
great.
like, you're like, oh yeah, this was a question. I'm like, fuck, are we never gonna know? Okay.
I was already kind of prepared that, well, it's
Yeah.
unsolved, so we're just gonna
Yeah.
ask a bunch of details and but yes,
Yeah,
good to know.
and
No.
hopefully they got the DNA from the cigarettes, and then they can test it many
They
years
did.
later. And oh yeah.
I'm
okay.
sorry, this is actually a pretty boring case. Sorry.
No.
No, it's still important. It's still important.
Yeah. But I mean, because it is solved, there's not much of these open questions and like not all the details of the police investigation and the faces are there in the articles.
I mean, we can still talk about the motive and how fucked up the perpetrator actually is. That can be a long discussion and question, like, why would you do this?
Yeah, I mean, that is one of the interesting parts here, maybe. So anyway, the police at this point is suspecting Marietta, the friend, for the murder of her friend Maria. And they start interrogations. Marietta denies that, like, what the fuck? Why would I have murdered my friend? We're like friends, come on. And she suggested that maybe it was someone who knew too much about the black money. I didn't figure out what that even meant, like mustaraha, that's the word. But I don't even know what is mustaraha.
Like some sort of embezzlement that Maria did in the post office. Maybe.
Yeah. I don't think they're anymore. They weren't working in post office anymore, but some kind of office type of work.
Yeah, it's not like blood money, because then that would be like red money. But then black money, it just kind of sounds like, some nefarious deed was used to get the money.
But this comment is interesting when we hear more about the motive. And anyway, then she said that someone is trying to stage her as the murderer. And when police was like, okay, why would someone want to do that? She answered that everyone who hates me and who envies me. Whatever she meant with that.
Okay, so now you're painting a picture of this person, this friend, this quote-unquote friend. She sounds very narcissistic and maybe, what is it, like, narcissistic, and maybe has some type of personality disorder. I don't know. Let's see. But I'm just questioning. Maybe she was
just
jealous.
based on the comment that everyone is jealous of me.
Who the fuck says that? No,
and like,
no
what
person
kind of...
who... Yeah, I mean, but like, okay, I would say that as a joke. Like, everybody's just so envious of me. But...
And that's why they murder my friend and stage me as the murderer.
Yeah,
so
like,
such a logical thing to do.
That's such weird fucking thinking that it's all about you. And that's one of the things that she's also making it about herself, that the murder of my friend is about me. And is she even broken up about her friend? I'm just questioning whether she even cried or was like, oh my God, my friend is dead. And but no, they're
It-
making it about me.
Yeah. It was stated that she already heard about her friend's death before she came back from the Canary Islands when she talked with her
But still.
mother in the phone. So,
But still.
yeah.
Maybe she already knew because she did it.
Well, yeah. And I mean, the whole staging thing, because if we remember the scene, it looked like there had been a male guest. That's not a very good if they want to stage her as the murderer.
Yes.
Could she have staged it to maybe make it look like a male guest? So then it's like,
Mm-hmm.
like then she's like, stage it. Okay, it's like this. She
Triple
staged it to look like
stage?
a male, so then the male, yeah, okay, okay. She's stupid. Got it. Right. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So the investigation did take a couple of months, but eventually tied Marietta to the crime with several pieces of circumstantial evidence, which I will now tell you if you are interested.
Yes.
No, you don't have to. That's
No,
fine.
yeah, just leave it.
Okay, that was it. Bye.
let's just solve the case.
Yeah. So, well, as you guess, they took DNA sample from the burnt cigarette, and they were able to match. They were able to find out that the cigarette filter matched the DNA combination isolated from the murderer's blood sample. The DNA combination in question occurs only about 5 people out of 10 million. So
Mhm.
they were pretty sure that, okay.
And I mean, there was less than 5 million people in Finland at that time, so
Yeah.
it's like none of the Finns could have been it even.
Yeah. Then there was fibers from the victim's sweater that were in a glove, male glove of a man, found in the apartment, inside and outside of the glove. But there was also nail polish chips inside the male glove, so it did indeed seem that it was used. I know
mean-
men can use nail polish
Yeah.
too, but
Yes,
but then again, the scene was very like this traditional man eating sausage, drinking vodka, smoking
Yeah.
nortti. I don't
Yeah,
think that
with the
type of
sausage too,
people.
yes.
I mean, that type of men usually have nail polish.
Yeah, and I mean it was also in the 90s, so I think maybe it was, even less common or accessible.
Yeah, I
especially in
understand the-
Kurikka.
Yeah, that police can assume that someone with nail polish is most likely to be a woman.
I mean, to be honest, she probably didn't get rid of the nail polish, or I don't know if she painted her nails at home or she went to a salon or something, but I'm sure they could also cross-reference the nail polish to the one that she used at
Yeah.
home, or maybe
I don't think there were nail salons in Kurikka in 90s.
Okay,
I
so
just
yeah.
don't.
Okay, so the nail polish at home, then they could have cross-analyzed with the color. They could have done a paint analysis.
Yeah. Well, they did also find fibers that were similar to the Marjatta's scarf and outdoor jacket inside the glove. So this glove has both the victim's clothes fiber and the suspect's fibers. So this glove has totally been with both. And the police at this point, they see that it's very obvious that this glove has been using in the killing. So yeah, and as an interesting detail, the outdoor jacket that also had left those fibers there. It was not in general sale, but it was kind of this presentation accessory, like for fashion show or something, from Reima Pukine. So,
Yeah, I was just about to ask, like, whether it was all common clothes, because, I mean, I think back in the day, there's these, of course, nowadays you go to the main stores and they all have the same clothes, so it's kind of difficult to, okay, it's the fiber from this jacket, but everybody has the same fucking jacket.
Yeah.
And I think in Finland, generally speaking, I don't know. Okay, I can go both ways with this. Like, there's a lot of homemade, woolen stuff too, and accessories and hats and things that people make, so it's kind of not clothes that you buy in a store. But if it was like a store-bought thing, I would lean on that it was a common item. So yeah, so I was just
But
going to
in
ask
this,
that too.
yeah,
Yeah.
in this case, this was kind of probably the police was very happy about the fact that
Yeah,
it was a
yeah,
very unique item, so they
yeah,
could
yeah,
actually like how probable it would be that someone else also had this accessory item jacket
yeah.
from there.
Because I'm
So
always questioning this fiber analysis, in cases, because if that's the only, okay, not the only, but one of the main things that they're basing the case off of, it's kind of questionable, like fiber, like in
yeah,
this day and age where there's fast fashion and whatnot, it's quite
Yeah.
common for everybody to have the same thing. So yeah, if I was a defense attorney, I would probably always be like, it's bullshit. It's
Mm.
bullshit unless it's indeed a unique item. So,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's of course it's good additional evidence if there's something more
yeah.
concrete to kind of just support that. But
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's why they call it circumstantial evidence. So,
yes. Also, there was lots of cat hair in towels that were found in the victim's apartment, and the victim had a white or had like taken care of a white cat, but this cat hair wasn't white but colored, and the suspect had 3 long-haired colored cats. So, and she did say that, yeah, maybe it is from my cats, but I mean, I've been to the apartment, obviously. They were friends.
yeah,
So this is also kind of
yeah.
like, I think for the cat hair is not a very good evidence here. Like if
Yeah.
it's someone you visit anywhere, you will every time bring your cat hair there.
I mean, also, to be honest, this could also be some transfer from if it was even found inside the glove, for instance. Like, just imagine that the killer took off the gloves to clean their hands, and then they, I don't know, somehow washed and then they dried their hands on a towel. They picked up some fibers, put their hands back in the gloves, and then therefore then the fibers or even the cat hair or something could technically be within the gloves themselves too.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
I also think that this couldn't have been good evidence if they were alone.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're getting to the really good stuff then,
No,
not
no.
the
I think
circumstance. Okay.
the best
Or
stuff
just-
was the DNA. I think
okay.
Well,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, shit. The DNA. Sorry, I forgot about. Yes.
it was probably the most like important evidence
Yeah.
there. That yeah, she had smoked the cigarette in this scene. Like it, even if you can say that okay, she visited maybe her place once in a while, they were friends, but why did the murder scene had the cigarette smoken by her there? It would be, I mean, maybe if the victim was like super unorganized and never cleansed, it could have been there for a week, but I don't think that was
I
the
mean, she could have said that, okay, yeah, I was there on the same day earlier,
Yeah.
yeah,
Easily.
and
yeah,
then I left and she was alive.
Yeah.
yeah. But then there
Yeah.
was this like what the police investigators kind of found that okay, this first glance the scene looks like okay, yeah, there was a male guest, but then they started to look things more thoroughly, and for example, the sausage wasn't half eaten, but it was just put into half, and the other half was I don't know put to the rubbish or something. So kind of there was lots of these indicators that okay, this scene is structured. Someone has built this scene.
Scenes.
It's
Yeah.
not real.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like yeah, staged. It's all
Mhm.
staged.
Yeah. And that's why kind of this okay, there is this male brand of cigarette smoking. Why is there DNA from her? Why did yeah?
I have another comment. It's
Mhm.
just kind of I'm wondering. So it goes back to the DNA still. That I was just thinking, like in '97, so they did DNA testing, and like how common was it in Finland? It probably just kind of started around that time. So I don't know if she, like Marjatta, did she like how much known was it to the public that it's a possibility? Because it looked like she kind of blended
Mhm.
quite
That,
well, sort of. Otherwise,
yeah.
she was using the gloves, so she probably wanted
Mhm.
to avoid like leaving fingerprints, right? But
Yeah.
she didn't think
Yeah.
about the DNA possibility on the cigarette.
That might
Yeah.
be, yeah, if it
Yeah, I
wasn't
think
that
that's
common
a really
yet.
good point because I think
Yeah.
93 or 95 was maybe like the when it was starting to really become popular, right?
Mhm.
So like a year or two before that, at least in the States, right?
Mhm.
So then, yeah, probably she
Yeah, in the
didn't think about
90s.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how, yeah, like, was this in the common thinking?
Yeah, it
But
might
yeah.
be that like it doesn't come into your mind. I mean, if someone
Mm.
commits crime now, they probably know about
Yeah.
police being
Mm.
able to take DNA tests, so
Yeah.
they take different kind of precautions. Yeah,
Yeah.
good point.
It's just kind of funny that she thought I'm just laughing at her her logic. What's the most male Finnish thing I could think of? These cigarettes, sausage, Koskenkorva, and Coke. And what else? Was there anything else? Like
Well, there was
what's
and I keep wondering about this. Like, there was also the writing on the wall.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I
in
still don't
lipstick.
get it. Yeah, like I think some sources
What's up with
say
that?
that she maybe wanted to make it look like she had some kind of lover,
Hmm.
and
Mm,
they were breaking up violently or
yeah.
something.
But okay, I just want to ask, what do you guys think would be like another stereotypical Finnish male thing to find in an apartment at like a murder scene? Like if you were trying to stage it.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe,
good
I don't
question.
know, like dirty underwear.
Hmm.
I mean, what else? Because the sausage,
Yeah, the sausage is pretty good, I
vodka,
think.
yeah,
Yeah. I
cigarette.
mean, I would have maybe chose Yalu instead of Koskenkorva, maybe. Like the is it the 1 or 2 star or did they have the 3 star? Anyway, like the
Mm-mm.
yeah.
Jalovina.
Yeah,
Mm.
Halloween.
Jalovina. It's the mix between brandy and the basically Koskenkorva or like barley
Mm.
drink or
Yeah.
something. So yeah. I wonder.
But then there was 2 glasses containing some remains of the kossukola, so I guess it's trying to
Mm,
be a scene where they both were drinking this. And I think this is a very classic drink. I remember it from my childhood, which sounds,
drinking
well,
it from your childhood
no,
or
no, 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 no. But like adults often in the 90s would be drinking this. Like
Hmm.
yeah.
it's so easy to make and it doesn't really
Yeah.
taste alcohol because of the Coke and yeah.
Do you know if there was any DNA evidence on the glass?
Or
Uh,
fingerprints even.
Or, yeah, or fingerprints?
no, I didn't find anything about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like, how staged was it? Like, did she just pour the drink and left it there, but no one actually,
probably.
like, there was
Yeah.
no like
Yeah.
marks on it.
And if there was no like lip prints or anything like that,
Hmm.
then that would also prove that yeah, she just either poured it down the sink or something like that and then
Yeah. I
had the
mean,
gloves already on or yeah, I don't know.
I'm guessing that there were that kind of small details like missing uh, lip
Prints. Yeah.
stains and so
Yeah.
on. So that because it said that the police were kind of like, oh, this doesn't seem like a natural scene now that we actually investigate it.
Mhm. But I'm just also wondering too, she lives in an apartment building, but I wonder if any of the neighbors heard anything, like if they heard screaming or a fight, or did she incapacitate her with the diabetic or like the insulin and then strangle her to death, or yeah, I just kind of curious. But we can
There
also
wasn't
go on
anything
with
about that. Yeah.
yeah, but we can also go on because I think we're at least uh I keep going on tangents. So yes.
Yeah, but well, there's not that much to add to it. The court sentenced her to life imprisonment for murder, theft, and aggravated embezzlement.
Oh.
So this is where we get to the motive. So apparently the victim was unemployed and seemingly out of money. But in reality, she did have secret assets, bonds worth more than 300,000 Finnish marks, which is roughly $55,000.
Wow.
Which for like a common person is quite a lot. And Maria, the victim, had hidden the assets because she had debts in foreclosure, and only Marjatta knew about these hidden funds and had actually participated in concealing the assets. So the bonds had been bought in her name, the suspect's name. And then she had, for some reason, decided to transfer the funds to her own account. And then Maria started asking about the money, and Marjatta murdered her. Like, I mean, this is again like, what, for $55,000?
Yeah. And like
Yeah.
apparently they had like a 2 decades long friendship and everything.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of friendship was that?
Yeah,
Just-
exactly. And I wonder if she paid for her trip to the Canary Islands with the money as well.
Probably.
Okay, yeah. Dear God.
So, yeah, according to the court, the act was done steadily and thoughtfully and especially planned. The whole scene implied that there was very clear plan and like make it show that it was someone else. And apparently she had talked something like, yes, she's going to have a nice time, kind of like implying that there's a date, that maybe she's meeting a man.
Yeah.
So there was this story building going on.
So Marjatta was saying this to someone.
I think to the son, yeah.
Okay, the 10-year-old. Yeah, your mom's gonna get laid soon, so
yeah, but
she's gonna be
probably
happy.
Using some more
Yeah.
delicate expressions.
I don't know. Maybe based on her, she's like, well, yep, he's 10 years old.
Yeah,
Anyway, but yeah, knowing her.
It was actually said in the article that when the verdict was what? Handed down.
Read? Or handed down, yeah.
Yeah, she burst into tears, but at no point did she show any empathy towards the son, even though she knew that the son wouldn't be there, that this is the good timing to do the murder. But she also had to understand that the son would be the first person to find the mother.
Yeah, agreed.
And this was also like, okay, this is very planned and very brutal. And they also, the court said that the electric cord had been cut off from the curler and there had been knots made both to the ends to prevent the grip from slipping during the act. So she had actually like prepared the murder weapon very thoroughly.
So, was this curler from the victim's apartment or did she bring it with herself?
I'm actually not sure.
I mean, I guess it would have maybe been from the victim's apartment, because then how would they know that it was a curler unless there was, because a generic cord, from
yeah, probably.
So I'm just thinking, at what point did she have time to, I don't know, go to the bathroom, cut off the cord, make knots?
I mean, well, I guess like if you're like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, it doesn't take that long to prepare that. You're like, I'm taking a shit here.
Yeah, sure.
Actually preparing the murder weapon, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, why didn't she? I'm just thinking, like, because it seemed like she kind of planned the other things quite well? Like, at what point did she decide that she's going to murder her friend? Why didn't she bring some other weapon?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
It almost sounds like she, possibly planned it, like when maybe to have like an altercation when the son was away, and then she decided to murder her, and then she did the staging and all that stuff afterwards only.
Yeah,
So then she
most
kind of
likely.
planned it for the like many, many days. So
Mm-hmm.
And I guess if she really did live in the same building, it quite like she could have prepared the stuff in her home, and then just after the murder, kind of like walk to her own apartment and took like no one often sees you if you live there. It's like, okay, she's coming home. She's walking in the corridor of the place where she lives. Yeah. And the court also stated that the strangulation was cruel and most likely caused pain to the victim, so it was a very brutal way of murdering. Marjatta said things like, why would I have smoking a cigarette there? Like, how stupid would I have been?
But her DNA is there, so
yeah, exactly.
That
So
was
incredibly
maybe
stupid.
she was like, how stupid was I? But
Yeah.
and also her plea was that she would have not been physically capable of the act, and she would not have been able to commit murder by her nature. But this did not resonate in the court. So
Yeah, I would
they
say.
were pretty sure that she
I mean,
is the murderer.
since everything else kind of points to that direction, it becomes hard to believe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it went through the local court and then to the next level court. I mean, here it's the hovioikeus.
I mean, it's not court of appeals, but that's different. That's like when you're appealing a decision.
I guess it's kind of close to the court of appeals because
Yes,
it's
that's
like
what
if you're
sanakirja.org says.
because
Court
it's
of
the
appeal.
place like if you're not happy with your
Yeah. So that's the court of
verdict,
appeals. Yeah.
then you
Yeah.
appeal and they can
Yeah.
either return it or agree or something. But anyway, there was no, both courts did hand down the verdict of murder. So 21st of October the same year, she is sentenced to life imprisonment for murder and theft and embezzlement.
Okay.
And she keeps denying it, so she never says that she actually did it. She was in prison from 1997 until 2009, so it's the pretty average 12, a little bit over 12 years. That's many prisoners that are life imprisonment prisoners tend to spend in Finnish prisons. So I suppose she didn't do anything bad while in prison that would made them to keep her there longer.
Is this only a thing in the US that basically, I think, to be able to get parole, yes, that's the word, then you have to show regret? And then if she never admitted to doing the crime, how was that possible? Or is that not among the criteria in Finland?
Yeah, I mean, if you keep saying that you're not guilty, how can you regret it?
Yeah. I mean, I think with Finland, it's kind of this, they don't really care. It's the 12-year on average
That's so weird because, like,
issue.
last year when we talked about this in my case, they were like, that's what I read, that basically the parole is like very often not granted after they evaluate the case. So it's not like, well, sentence for life, but actually they will definitely get out after some years. I don't know, what are the statistics in Finland? Like, is it just kind of that's the standard thing that after 12 years or 13 years they get out anyway?
That's
Hopefully
a good
not.
question.
Hopefully not in every case.
I mean, I guess if you're gonna be like not being a very respectful prisoner, I would say
Mm.
that you're probably not going to get out. Like if you do something that you're showing, there's probably some psych evaluations depending on the crime, I would assume. And so then I think it's many things that it's dependent upon, not just the I'm sorry for what I've done, because then of
Yeah.
course that's also a legal standpoint. If you didn't have to say you're guilty, then in the legal standpoint you shouldn't admit your guilt anyway, because then, like, I don't know, that's kind of what they say, you should never apologize because that's admitting guilt. So maybe that's kind of the stance that people take in Finland.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't remember what podcast it was, but I recently listened to something. There was a case, and that was in the US, where this was kind of the issue that the person who was in prison, they got like a very bad plea deal, I think, and then they could have maybe gotten out if they, I don't know, showed regret, but of course they didn't want to admit that they were guilty because they were not, and then I don't know, it went through some other way, but that was like kind of the central point of the case there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, just interesting.
Yeah, apparently in Finland, you have to be, if you're over 20 years old, when you have committed a crime, you have to stay in prison for 12 years. And after that, you can apply for the parole. And I guess then they just check like how probable is it that this person will commit a crime again and blah, blah, blah. And of course, you will, I think, yeah, it says that the first 8 years will be, you're still like, what's the word? Like you're free, but you're not free.
Oh, fuck, I
Probation.
forgot the word. Yes, probation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, Victoria, for coming up with the English word.
So your life is not like completely free.
Yeah.
You
What
can't
is
really
probation in
do
Finnish, actually?
ehdonalainen vankeus.
Oh, okay.
So
Like with
imprisonment
conditions, basically.
with condition.
Yeah.
So that just means that with conditions you can hang out outside the prison. You can live normal life. Just if you do anything, even a small thing, then you go back to prison.
Yeah.
So I suppose they figured out that she won't probably do anything.
She
Yeah,
has no more
so
friends. Yeah.
No one will
who
become her
knows
friend anymore, I hope.
about this life imprisonment in Finland. Wikipedia says so, Wikipedia, not maybe the most reliable source, but they say that most are released after serving between 12 to 20 years. But there's no reference here, so I don't know, but still.
Yeah, but this one that I found from the, like, whatever it's in English, Rikosseuraamuslaitos, the one that is in charge of prisons in Finland, that they say it's like always, the length of life imprisonment is always individual. There is an English sentence here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not really a rule in that sense. If they're dangerous,
Yeah.
they might be there longer than 12 years and so on.
I don't know. It's just a little bit weird, and I'm definitely not saying that we should keep people in prison forever. But somehow just the title of this sentence, "life in prison," gets a little bit, I
It
don't know,
loses its
not
meaning, basically.
not too valid if
Yeah.
most people are let out after 12 years or 12 to 20 years.
Yeah, maybe it was like life imprisonment as of the 1600s or something. Like you're only expected to
Oh,
live
yeah,
12
right.
more years after you're 40 or 50, so yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, back in the days, I guess prisons were very unhealthy places to be.
Mm.
That, I mean, you would get so many health issues during
Yeah.
your time in prison that you would probably die. But not anymore.
But to all the criminals out there, just know that if you want to commit some serious crime, come to Finland because it's not that bad.
Yeah. But one thing that I did want to kind of shortly discuss about the case today is that the murderer is a woman, which is rare. I mean, statistically.
Mm.
especially this type of
Strangulation.
yeah, I don't know about the way of doing it, but like for money,
Hmm.
kind of, yeah. But then I did find also statistics that most of the murders committed by male in Finland are done drunk, so under the influence of alcohol. But the murders committed by women are done sober. So I guess if a woman murders, it's either kind of a family site like you had, or something very planned, like not this spontaneous like some male murders maybe tend to be.
Mhm. Yeah, but weirdly enough, on this podcast, we had a lot of female murderers, even though that's kind of the more rare
Yeah,
case,
true.
right? Like we've had quite many.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
true,
mean, 2 of
true.
my
Yeah,
cases were.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Interesting.
that's just something I wanted to point out from this case.
Mm.
Otherwise I really feel really, really bad for the family of the victim, and I hope that the son has somehow been able to, I don't know, find peace in his life, even though of the very traumatic experience and losing his mother. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Sad business that he had to be the one to see his mother like that.
Yeah.
Hope he got therapy.
Yeah.
Shall we wrap it up now?
That's it. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Very interesting case. I'm
Mm.
glad that it's solved.
Yeah.
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 Thank the gods it's
Relatively
solved.
quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that means I'm going next week. And I already have my case in mind. And that means I'm going to be doing my research while I'm on vacation. Because why the fuck not? And it's going to be also in Finland. And there's also a fire involved again. I don't know why I keep doing this. I'm sorry. I mean, okay, not a fire, but a fireplace or an oven. So,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, that's all I'll give you. And it's
Interesting. The pattern
Finnish case.
continues.
Yes, yes. Yes, maybe I should just do fire from here on out. That's my element or something. But yeah. So I'll cover that when I get back from vacation. On that note, you can go ahead and send us an email if you have any suggestions, comments, or maybe even concerns. Yeah, send us your concerns. And you can send that to us at translationmurderpodcast@gmail.com. But what is something they should not send us, Petra?
Dick pics.
Don't
Yep.
send your concerns in the form of a dick pic, please.
Yeah, don't, please, no. Yeah, don't write your concern on your dick for your dick pic. Okay, no, yeah, that would be.
And also, if you have concerns about your dick, I don't think we are the right persons to turn.
No.
Yeah, no. See a doctor. Seek out medical advice instead. You can also follow us on Instagram at Translation Murder Podcast. You can like and subscribe our podcast, or you can just subscribe and it'll give you a notification we have a new episode every Sunday. And you can also leave a question or what have you on Spotify, for instance. So yeah, tell your friends about us. The likes and shares help, and thank you for this and listening.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Hei paralla.